Mr. Orth's Flipped Classroom for Grammar continues with Chapter 2, Lesson 6 for Language Network 9, Subject Complements. Our definitions. First, the word complement. Look very carefully at the spelling of this version of the word complement. In this case, it's a grammar term for a word that completes the meaning of the verb. The key is to look at here. This first part of the word is the root for the word complete. This is not the same as the word complement, which is the li here compared to le. This idea of the word complement, li, is kind of when you tell someone or something you like about him or her. So li is like, le is complete. Also, for some of you, the term nominative will be new. A nominative is a term representing both nouns and pronouns. This isn't the formal dictionary definition of the word nominative, but for how we're going to apply that in this particular grammar lesson, that's how we'll use it. That way, when we talk about predicate nouns, we don't have to talk about predicate nouns, then talk about predicate pronouns. We'll talk about predicate nominatives, as in words that name something or identify something. Also, let's specify the two different types of subject complements. They're predicate nominatives, which identify, rename, or define the subject, and predicate adjective, which describes the simple subject. How to find it. Starting to look familiar to you yet? Here you are, number one, always find the verb. Second, because subject complements only deal with linking verbs, we need to make sure we verify, we check to make sure that the verb in each sentence is a linking verb. If it's an action verb, we're not going to look for predicate nominatives, nor will we try to find predicate adjectives. Subject complements, predicate adjectives, predicate nominatives only follow linking verbs. Once we find that linking verb, we need to find the main word following the linking verb. Whatever is the most important word, pick one word. If you had only one word left coming after the linking verb, what would that be? That's your main word. If the main word is a noun or pronoun, then what we have is a predicate nominative. If the main word is an adjective, then you've got a predicate adjective. Do watch out for inverted sentences. That's the here is and there are sentences, because here, there, that's the predicate pronoun, the predicate nominative here in those sentences. So if the book is here, here is going to be the predicate pronoun, or predicate nominative. The book is a simple subject, linking verb is. If you write the sentence, here is the book, simple subject is still book, verb is still is, and here would be the predicate pronoun or predicate nominative. First example, the house appeared quiet. Looks a little tricky at first, thinking, wait a minute, appeared, is that a linking verb or not? Well, technically it is. One way to check to see if a verb is either action or linking, if you're not sure, especially if it's a sensory word like smelled or appeared or looked or felt, sometimes those are actually going to be linking verbs. You can test those by just dropping in whichever form of be, is, am, are, was, were actually fits in the sentence. In this case, the house appeared quiet. It's past tense. We can say the house was quiet. And therefore, because you can replace it with a linking verb, in this case was, then appeared is also a linking verb. So the main word after the verb appeared is quiet. Quiet describes the house. Quiet is a predicate adjective. Unless your simple subject is the name of a person or the name of a place, you also can try to test whether it's a predicate nominative or predicate adjective by putting the predicate adjective in front of the simple subject and reading it as a two-word phrase. In this case, quiet house. Since the word quiet describes the house, it doesn't matter whether it comes after a linking verb or if it comes right next to the word. Describing words typically in English precede the word they're describing. Second example, the room was a disaster area following the party. Looking for a verb. Following is ing, but it's not actually a verb in this sentence. The verb here is was. Was from our list is a linking verb. So we need the simple subject too, just because it's a good idea to check. In this case, the room. The room was what? Pick one thing. You might want to say it's a disaster. And that makes sense, except for one problem. What do you do with the word area? Following the party is a phrase, and you can take following the party out. The room was a disaster area. In this sentence, disaster is actually describing what kind of area it was. So technically, we have to look at the word area as being the predicate nominative, because it's not the room was a disaster, the room was an area. What kind of area? A disaster area. Remember, a predicate adjective has to describe the simple subject. In this case, the word disaster is actually describing the predicate nominative, not describing the simple subject. Therefore, disaster doesn't actually apply as being the predicate adjective. This can get a little tricky, but keep in mind the main thing is that whatever you have, the predicate nominative or the predicate adjective, its job is to describe or add detail to the simple subject. Even though the steps don't require you to find a simple subject, it might be a good idea to find that first, to rule that out as a possible predicate word. Take your time, do some practice on your own, and ask questions of your teacher. Good hunting.